Hi guys, my name is Izzy. I'm going to be showing you guys a full leg workout today, and we're going to go back to my house and I'm going to show you how I meal prep as a vegan. I'm actually a Army veteran. I went through an injury and I gained a lot of weight, and I got into veganism that way because I lost like maybe 35 pounds, 40 pounds with that diet, that lifestyle. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it, how I cook and what I eat.
We're doing our first workout. It's going to be the leg extension. I'm doing lower weight, higher reps, so working on muscle endurance at this point, not so much strength. Strength will come later. We're at the beginner stage right now with this workout, and we're going to be doing 12 reps for 3 sets. Make sure you're flexing your quad muscles the entire time from top to bottom of this exercise, because you want to activate the muscle in order to properly work out this muscle. Next, we're hitting the Smith machine for a wide stance squat, and I'm using a box to adjust my form just to make sure that I'm hitting the right form and not arching too much or not bending forward too much. And next, we're going to be doing the leg extension machine. With this, make sure that you're putting all the weight on your heel and not the ball of your foot, and do not lock your knees at the top. Make sure that you're slightly bent, almost straight leg, but not completely knee locked. And again, it's going to be for 3 sets or for 12 reps. And make sure that you're breathing. You're going to be breathing in when you're coming back in and exhaling on your way up. So always exhale out when you're pushing the weight. That helps with each rep to keep the strength, as you need this oxygen pumping to your muscles. So breathing is crucial. Up next is the close stance squat on the Smith machine. This works out your inner thighs and glutes. Again, make sure that you're breathing and you're flexing your glutes when you go up. At that hip thrust, you have to flex your, tighten up your glutes. And make sure you're looking up so that you stay in proper form. If you start looking down, you'll start to curve your back and lose your form. Again, make sure that all of the weight is on your heels and not your balls of your feet. The last workout is going to be some calves raises on the leg press machine, going 3 for 20 on this, followed by the single leg press also on the same machine. Make sure that you're, not locking your knees. See that I have a slight bend on my knee. It's not completely locked. You want to avoid locking your knees to prevent injury. And now we're gonna hit our stretch time. After a workout, you should always do some static stretching to make sure that you loosen up those muscles that you've tightened, and it helps with faster recovery and it helps with soreness. If you stretch every time you work out, you will avoid having so much soreness afterwards. It's really good for your muscles and recovery. And make sure that if you cannot do stretching as much as me, I've been stretching for quite a while now, you can always use external help for your stretching, like some bands or a stretching belt to help you. Always do things responsibly. Do not go too crazy on the stretches before you're ready, because you can injure yourself as well during stretching. If you're not ready and you overextend the stretch, you can pull a muscle or ligament or rip a muscle, and it will not be fun. Muscle tears are not fun. So you want to make sure that you're not in pain. It should be a little bit uncomfortable and feel some slight pull and maybe a little tiny bit of pain, but it shouldn't be an extreme pain. If you're feeling extreme pain, you need to stop. And I'm doing this pigeon pose, which is really great for stretching quads. And we're going to stretch some more of our hamstrings right here. This is a really good hamstring stretch when you're doing a split. If you're not ready for the split, just do a modified version of it, where your front leg is bent in towards yourself and you're just stretching your hamstring, like I did at the beginning of the stretch with with the
it's supposed to be tasteful
glute block.
So
once you're flexible enough to do a split, then you want to make sure you do it every day to maintain your stretch.
Still really like tender.
Now again, I'm stretching my legs
I'm trying
again.
to think if I can use this as a thumbnail
really good
too.
Quad stretch, and kind of helps stretch my back a little bit, since I'm also using my arms pulled back a little bit.
Can you do yoga?
Alright, and that concludes the leg day workout. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and click follow. Our links are going to be down below. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna be making my post-workout meal right now after leg day. So we're gonna do like a high carb, moderate protein, and we're gonna start off with our first ingredients. I have some Nasoya organic cubed because I'm lazy and I don't want to cut it. You always want to get organic soy products because the non-organic are not good for you. GMO soy is definitely pretty bad for you. So I've already opened one up and drained it, and this is kind of what it looks like. And now I'm gonna put this one away and we can get started. So I preheated this pan over here, and we have some regular cooking spray. Just spray a little bit on there, and you go straight in with this, and you just kind of like let it get a little bit brown. Tofu has a lot of water in it. It's very water dense, so if you don't have time to let it dry out a little bit, or like press it down if you don't have a tofu press, like just drain it as much as you can, and then just let a little bit of the water evaporate. So you just cook it for a little bit longer, depending on what kind of texture you're going for. I like mine a little bit crispy, so I let it dehydrate a little bit on the pan. And I don't start adding seasoning until like it's a little bit dehydrated, just because the moisture in the tofu will make the seasonings get all like clumpy and like get stuck on the pan. I'm gonna tell them like I pre-made this. I had this pre-made. I always have rice or quinoa pre-made because you know it takes longer to cook. And pretty much just I'm having to heat it up. So the tofu is getting to that point where it's getting a little dry. So now I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning. I actually got this from Jamaica, so you probably won't find this, but just any seasoning you prefer. It doesn't matter, whatever you like, what flavor, and you just dabble a little bit. Like don't do too much. And then I'm gonna do some garlic granules because I love garlic, and just go in there. It's to taste, so it's all according to what you like. There's no amounts that you have to do it at. Just be mindful with salt. Like you don't want to like overdo your sodium intake. Obviously, that's not, you know, you need salt, but don't overdo it. And then just, you know, just continue to keep like seeing around, and you know everything will be covered in seasoning. Alright, so now we're gonna heat up my quinoa. That's gonna be our carb. It's also really high in protein and fiber, so we're getting protein from literally everything in this meal. I don't want to put oil in it because I don't want to fry it. Even though I'm still bulking, I'm not gonna be eating a bunch of saturated fats. I'm doing like a clean eating bulk. So right now, we're just gonna add a little bit of water into this pan that's already hot, and we're gonna measure out the amount that we're gonna eat. So for me, it's gonna be half a cup. So I take my measuring, it's over here actually. Take my measuring cup, and I'm going to measure out roughly half a cup, like that, and then just put it in there. And so we're gonna just let that pretty much simmer for a little bit, just so that it can heat up. So we're gonna do that and let it heat up. It's not supposed to be watery. It's supposed to be like rice, but I think I added a little bit too much water. But it doesn't matter because it'll as it heats up, it'll evaporate. So we'll be back to the original dry quinoa.
I was about to say, and you might have to put water on it before it.
Before we start, because we don't have time. It's gonna burn while.
Oh no, but I'm recording, so.
Oh, okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna season the quinoa because I usually just make it in bulk beforehand because it's kind of like rice pretty much. It cooks like rice, but it takes a little bit less time than rice to cook, probably like 10-20 minutes, but I still feel like it's easier to have it pre-made and then just heat it up and season it as I go. So I'm going to get back this garlic powder again and then put a little bit in there. Throw a little bit of salt in there, and then I'm gonna use one of my favorite thing, which I like to use. It's called nutritional yeast, and it's fortified with vitamins. One of the main ones is B12, which everybody needs, regardless if you're eating meat or not. Most people who are vitamin B12 deficient actually eat a standard diet. So you always want to eat either fortified foods or take a multivitamin. I do both because you can't trust that you always get the full amount because you might not eat enough of it. So I just put half of a tablespoon in there and like just season it. It kind of gives it like a cheesy flavor. And with the garlic combined and salt, it's really good.
Okay, let's see this tofu. Let's see. It's like, I mean, I feel so like I'm really like trying to. It tastes like I'm eating meat. Like the tofu tastes like meat, and it feels like meat, but it's not meat, and it's throwing me off. It's like this is what meat feels and tastes like, but it's not meat. Does that make sense? It's like what am I eating?
Yeah. So I don't know like how you're used to like what your sodium intake is, because I don't put a lot. Like my
I don't
food
add
is not
salt.
salty.
I don't add
Oh,
salt to my
okay.
food.
So you do probably taste the flavors. So.
Wow. So I'm eating this, right? And everything tastes good. I'm just wondering what is going on because there's no meat in it. And it's like, this could easily be like a substitute. Like I'm not like just saying that, like it just feels like meat, but it's not. And I'm wondering, what am I eating and what is meat now? What is meat for 200? I'm like really confused right now.
My food always tastes good.
Then again, if you know how to season, then it's half of cooking. It's just seasoning.
Pretty much. Like I know some people who like eat tofu raw, but like the thing is, you know, people do weird things. You know, like they, you know, there's people that eat mayonnaise out of the jar. You know what I mean? Like people do weird things, and like
I eat mayonnaise out of the.
I'm always like, it's like raw eggs. I'm like, I don't eat mayonnaise. Like even before I was vegan,
It's good. This isn't a type of food where you can just have it raw and it tastes good. Just like with meat, you wouldn't just have meat on the stove and not put any salt, any garlic, and think it's gonna taste good.
pretty much. I mean, it's just like any food. You just want to season your food. Sometimes people get stuck on health and they think that they have to cut out everything that tastes good. They think that flavor is unhealthy, basically. We kind of associate like good taste, flavor with unhealthy food. It doesn't have to be tasteless to be healthy food. Like you don't have to be on a diet to lose weight.
Like, so I've had tofu. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have tried tofu in your life before, and that did not taste like the normal tofu. It didn't taste like it at all. And I'm starting to question about like the time that I had tofu, why did it taste so bad? Because I've had tofu that tastes bad. Like it smelled weird, it was cold, it was like super like thick. Like I don't think they cooked it, which is like, why are you, I'm having all types of
like some people eat it raw. Like I'm saying, like in the Asian culture, they don't always cook things. Like I mean, like look at sushi, like it's raw fish.
True,
like
true.
Sometimes they don't cook things and they eat it cold, and it's like, I mean, you have to add flavor to it. Like if you, I used to, before I was vegan, I used to eat sushi. Like I tasted it without the soy sauce, and it was like, it has no flavor. Like it has no salt, nothing.
Yeah.
You have to like add like the sauce. Like that's why they have so many like dipping sauces and stuff. Because if you don't, it's just an ingredient. It's like flour. You're not gonna go eat a spoon of flour and be like, like no. But you can make some yummy like cookies or like pancakes out of it, right? But you have, it's a process. It's just an ingredient. So you have to actually like do something with it. And you can't just eat it out of the box. Like I mean, you can, but
at the same time, a lot of people, or not even a lot of people, I can say myself, like when I'm thinking of vegans, I'm thinking that they get everything raw. Like I'm thinking they're eating like cows. Like a cow doesn't add seasoning to grass. I'm thinking vegans just like get raw stuff and just eat it. And I'm like, that's what I'm thinking.
Like I'm outside munching on leaves. Or
like
something.
I'm like that was my most like the turn off to veganism is like I'm thinking people are gonna get like raw ingredients and just eat it out the box because it's so healthy and raw. I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
I mean, there's different ways to eat vegan. I eat cooked food. There are vegans who eat raw, but that's like a whole nother world. And I mean, you could still season your food, but I don't, because it's like you literally always eating cold food. Like I can't do it. That's not for me.
I'm not about it.
I like cooked food.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
I like grains and carbs that are cooked.
But guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to smash the like button. Leave a comment below, share with your friends. Yo, this is Jonah, aka Rock Fit, and
this is Izzy, aka Kinder Tofu.
And hopefully you're stuck right again.
I'm stuck right here again.